We go to a failed state of emergency.
What the hell's going on out here?
A St. Louis emergency management chief who goes by they, them, because of course she does, is put on paid leave after she failed to sound the siren for a deadly tornado that killed 5
What the fuck?
and injured many others.
Son of a bitch! Fuck!
I'm Jazz Berganzo on this. She was more worried about her fucking pronouns
Now you're an asshole.
than saving lives.
This mother...
But it's what's next. What's up, everyone? Jazz Berganzo. What's next? Your daily dose. How you guys feel today on Friday? Yes, it is the weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy yourself, be safe, and of course, remember why we remember Memorial Day. Did you know that there was a deadly tornado in St. Louis? You know, just the other day or just the other night, and something odd happened. No, typical tornado pretty much came through, and houses were destroyed, property damaged, and of course, sadly, lives were lost and people were injured. But what makes this worse is that you had a Chief Karen who was more worried about her pronouns than she was about saving lives. Why am I not surprised? And here we go. This comes out of New York Post. St. Louis emergency management chief on leave after failing to sound sirens for deadly tornado. Pause that there. Sorry about that. The city of St. Louis placed its emergency management chief on leave after paid leave, by the way, after the staffer failed to activate tornado sirens before a deadly twister tore through the Midwest metropolis, according to reports. 5 people were killed, dozens were injured, thousands more impacted by the tornado last Friday that critics say were dramatically worse by the failure of city's management manager to sound the alarm after receiving National Weather Service alerts, according to CBS News. Sarah Russell, commissioner of the Missouri Chief Emergency Management Agent for St. Louis, was not at the relevant SEMA office station just before 2:30 p.m. local time when the warning was issued, but instead was in an off-site workshop, the outlet reported. That's her. And you see why. I could stop it right here because then you pretty much know why she failed. Anyway. Russell was forced to call the St. Louis Fire Department, which is the only location for which the tornado sirens can be turned on, CBS reported. The St. Louis Fire Department official said Russell gave ambiguous orders and therefore did not sound the 60 outdoor sirens placed around the city, Mayor Kara Spencer revealed, according to the station. The directive to activate the sirens was ambiguous, which cannot happen when a tornado is sweeping through our city and St. Louisians, safety depend on being alerted immediately, Spencer said in a statement. However, fire officials revealed Tuesday that even if they had received clear orders, the St. Louis Fire Department could not have sounded the sirens because the emergency button on the office was not working. The way to keep up with the safety. Way to do. That's love it. Quote, I've been shocked and remain shocked and frankly a bit horrified by the issues in the system, Spencer said at a press conference according to St. Louis Magazine. That's the mayor of St. Louis, Mayor Karen. Okay. And of course, the damage that was done by the tornado. Russell, who identifies as they, them, because of course she does, is a longtime employee of the department, according to the LinkedIn page, and began commissioner in 2021. Why? Because of DEI? I'm sure it wasn't because of her skills. Anyway, the commissioner was called a social media expert and the consultant for several departments and organizations as they look to engage in social media for local government and emergency response purposes, according to a profile since scrubbed by the St. Louis government website, The Blaze reported. Since the siren failure, Russell has been subjected to multiple online death threats, shocking, but none of them deemed credible by St. Louis police. Russell will remain on administrative leave and pending the completion of an external investigation, the mayor said. And of course, before I flip over, that's the damage done by the tornado, which, not to say could have been avoided because the tornado was going to come, whether you like it or not, but at the same time, sound the fucking sirens so that people can get to safety. Genius. This is what happened when you hire DEI. It's exactly a perfect example of DEI bullshittery at its best. Instead of hiring for skills, competency, integrity, you hire this. You hire a Moe-looking clown to run your system. and been doing it since 2021. So for the better part of 5 years, she, they, them, he, they, who gives a fuck, has been doing this nonsense. And of course, you had safety issues because the damn button wasn't working. So there's 2 issues right there. And on top of it, like I said, I don't know the St. Louis mayor. She could be a Karen. She may not be. I don't really care at this point. When you've had multiple lives lost, multiple lives injured, property damage, and of course, the biggest thing was the safety issue. The safety is number one when the emergency response comes over and says, you need to clear the out because here comes a tornado. Get them the hell out of there. Get the people to safety as best as humanly possible. But no, this one was worried more about social media and worried about the pronouns. And she's still getting paid. She's still getting paid. She should have been fired and she should be charged with negligence because of this shit. But I don't know what kind of government St. Louis runs, but I would not be surprised if she's working somewhere else, doing the same wonderful job. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is what's next. This is what's next. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is what's next. Please leave a comment below. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is what's next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Keep spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.